Holy crap! We're going camping. No, I did not forget Mrs. Monkey and Minnie Monkey. They're at the house because why is there crap on my hands? Oh, it's just typical stuff. So yeah, we're gonna go camping for the first time in a while at a county park up here called John Prince. And we're gonna bring you guys along because I imagine something funny will happen. It always does. Hopefully nothing that causes destruction. For example, I've never stayed at this park before. I know that I have a space that, according to the park representative, is large enough for a 36-footer plus my truck, but rarely do these teenagers understand the dynamics of backing a 36-foot rig into a parking space. So we'll just see, you know? Come along for the adventure. Be back in a bit when we arrive, and I'm actually to keep the camera roll where I'm backing in, and we'll see how many different times I have to make a turn to get that big pig in that spot. So come along. I just want to let you all know that I can feel the judgment from some of you out there. I can feel the, that's not camping, you gotta do that, yeah, you gotta camp or you, that's what I hear. When I read your comments, that's the voice that I hear them in. So, I think that sometimes campers, RVs, and whatnot are kind of a big mystery to a lot of people. So one of the things I plan on doing, besides us just having fun, was I was gonna go through a bit of the, like, how does this damn thing work? Because they are kind of complicated until you figure out how they work, and then you're like, oh, this is actually really simple. So I'm gonna go through when we get there, the electrical system, the sewer system, the water system, and the, I forgot something already. No, yeah, that's it. Electric, water, sewer. Yeah, I'm gonna go through how those systems work and how they all tie in together and explain that, because I think RVs are great. And you don't have to have a big one. You know, I think sometimes it's surprising. It's too many jokes. You don't have to have a big one. You don't. I've been told that my whole life. You don't have to have it. No, I'm sorry. So, I was telling a buddy of mine earlier, Big Wheel, check out his channel, Wheels Weight Loss, that, you know, everyone needs a toy hauler. If you're a motorcycle nut, you're into rallies and you want to do some serious distance and take your bike way up to Yellowstone or whatever and camp but ride and stuff, toy hauler RVs are great, and they're not that expensive. They don't have to be. I know you can buy a sub 20-footer big enough for a single Harley bagger, and legitimate adult-sized people with a real shower and a toilet and a queen-size bed for like sub 20 grand. And here's the big thing. RVs are not financed like cars. They're typically financed a little longer term, so that's scary. Oh my God, that blue stuff was body wash. Oh, that's in my face. All right. You finance them like what you want. You can go 15 years on the damn thing if you want to. Wouldn't do that, but you can. So, you know, that $17,000 rig can have a real low $99 payment or whatever if you wanted to. But like what are they called? That group that I really like a lot. I almost said Her Two Wheels. I like Her Two Wheels, but that's not who I'm thinking of. Not Long Long Honeymoon. That's another RV group. Go keep your daydream. What they've always said is get in, you know, start RVing as soon as you can. Don't wait until you can afford what you think you should have. If you've got an F-150 or a Toyota Tundra or a Silverado, you got a half-ton pickup truck that can pull, call it 7,000 pounds all in, get out there, man. You can get an RV and have some fun. So we'll be back when we arrive. Next video will be me hopefully not crashing into a telephone pole with my RV. Recording the back-end procedure. Well, all right. Yeah. Guess this guy's just gonna go behind me. Clear?
Wait, there's a scooter behind you.
There's a scooter behind.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Oh my God, Floridians. All right. Now the little scooter can go past me so I can back my rig in. Alrighty. Like a glove. Let me get out. Let me goal, which means get out and look. Do.
Like, seriously, move, stay here. Okay, straighten her up, straight time. Straighten her up a little.
Well, what does that mean, babe?
Okay. Fine.
Like that, right?
Yeah, perfect. Now, keep her steady. Yeah, there you go. Keep going. A few more inches, you're good there.
Right there?
Yeah.
First shot. So here we be, looking more like a mad Russian than the normal professional monkey, and I found my daughter's sunglasses. She was worried about those. So I think I'll just go present those to her in a minute, but don't lose them again now. So setup on this thing, basically. First things first, when you pull in, is you got to level up and chalk up the rig. So, I mean, you use obviously the jack to level her this way, and you use Anderson blocks. I do anyway. There's a bunch of different ways to do this, but the way I do it is these guys. So the further I pull forward on them, the higher it raises it up on that side, and that gives you your level this way. This one does not have auto level. Some of them do. Mine doesn't. 2-po. And then the other things you have are electricity, which really the rig is 12 volts, just like a car. So the lights, the igniters for the burner, the igniters for the water heater. The water heater itself is propane and 12 volt electric. The refrigerator is 12 volt electric. The lighter for the burner that makes it cool down. I don't understand how that works, but there's a burner and a refrigerator that makes it cold. Somebody smarter than me, explain that down below. The water pump, so if you're drawing water off the tank, it has a freshwater tank you can fill up. The water pump for the toilet and the shower and all that stuff. So you can do every single thing in this rig running off that battery. It won't last that long. You typically add more batteries or whatnot, but you can do every single thing in this rig except for running the television, the microwave, and the air conditioner. Yeah, so you have all your lights, you have your hot water, you have your water pump for the toilet and the shower, you have water pump for faucets and all that stuff. You can do every single thing in this rig except for air conditioner, television, and microwave. And the next thing you got is water. So again, I said you got an onboard water tank that you can draw water from using that 12 volt pump, or you have a freshwater line. So it just goes from a spigot through a potable water hose. That's a 0G. I recommend, if you're an RVer out though, those 0Gs are fantastic. So it's got like a nylon sheet, so it just slides over. They don't get bound up and knotted and stuff. Sorry, I screwed up there. So you either got a 12 volt pump that draws water from the onboard water tank, which is about 100 gallons, which will last a long time. You'd have to be boondocking off middle of nowhere to need that much water. I've never used more than a third of that on the road, even going in here 4 or 5 days of Sturgis. Okay, so water spigot to in my case, a 0G hose right into the city water connection, and then the pressure from that spigot pressurizes the whole rig. This is a hot water heater there, which again is a propane heater. So that just stays full of, I think, 10 gallons, which is huge for an RV, 10-gallon hot water heater, et cetera, et cetera. Sewer is just fun, right? Nosy motherfuckers. Anyway, so sewer, you got a single, on my rig, you got a single terminal, you know, out right there. Then that hose goes along to, bam. Some of them have two. If you have like a guest bath in the back, these really big, like big rigs that have a bath and a half or something like that. But mine is a single terminal, and then there are 3 valves under there you pull. One has a black handle, the other 2 have gray handles. Black water is sewage. Toilet, 1 tank, only the toilet goes into that black tank. The other 2 are gray, which is everything else, shower, sinks. So essentially, gray water's not as horrible, unless you've been washing a bunch of dishes or something. Gray water is not nearly as horrible, although it is your, you know, brushing your teeth down the sink, that's in the gray. And your shower water is in the gray. But if you're gonna have a spill or a problem, gray is better than black. So the procedure there is when your black is full, there's a gauge inside. You come out here, you pull that valve and the black tank dumps. When that's done, you close the black, then you pull the grays, and then the gray water flushes the line out. When you're gonna be somewhere a long time, you can leave the grays open, not the black. Black has to stay closed. You cannot. If someone's out there who wants to disagree about this, I'll argue all day long. You do not leave your black tank open. You end up with horrible things inside your black tank. A pyramid of you-know-what creates in there. You do not do that. Black tank always stays closed unless it's being dumped. Gray tanks are not as bad. Typically what I do is about a day or so before I know I'm going to dump the black is I close the grays to sort of fill that up, so that when I dump the black, then the grays, it flushes everything out, so you're not as nasty when you're unhooking. And then there's this rig is 30 amp, which is, I wish it were 50, but it's not. So 30 amps literally the amount of juice that runs into this guy, and that's just a power cord that goes from right there to that box right there. That's it, and that's the end of the rainbow there. And that 30 amp will run the air conditioner, the microwave, the television, and also will charge the battery so that when I unhook, there's some juice in it. There's an inverter in there. Something to be aware of if you're just looking at them or whatnot, you can throw a breaker both inside the rig and on the pole if you're running too much stuff. So if I'm running the AC, as I am right now, and the television's on, and the microwave's on, and then say a hair dryer, or I have a supplemental portable AC that I use up in the master bedroom. So if it's like crazy hot, like down here it'll be 102, 103, I will run the main 15,000 BTU AC unit. It has one, but it's a big one on this guy. And then I'll run that portable in the bedroom. And that works fine. It really will cool it down. Because there's a vent you can flip inside that makes the AC just push straight down one big opening into the main room instead of the ductwork. So I do that, and then I run the supplemental air in the master bedroom. If I'm running all that stuff, I'll get a ka-chunk and everything goes off. And it'll either be a breaker inside the rig, there's a panel real easy, or it could be the breaker at the pole. I've only ever thrown the breaker on the generator once, and that's in the generator compartment. So that's the other thing this thing has that's pretty unique, in that it has an onboard built-in generator, a 4000 Onan. So more than, actually the generator puts out more juice, in my experience, than the poles do normally. So the generator is more than enough. Has a 30-gallon gas tank that'll run it for about, call it 45, 50 hours of runtime. You fill up right here. That's where you fill the gas up. And then also there is a gas handle. So if you wanted to pump that fuel out into a motorcycle or a four-wheeler or whatever, you can do that. I've never used the pump because that gas for me is for the generator. But right up here is my Cummins Onan 4000 built in there. You can't really hear it inside. Again, it puts out plenty of juice. Runs this thing just fine, no issues. That's it, man. Single slide, as you can see. Right? It's not a super complicated rig. It's 36 feet. It's actually 330 square foot inside, which, fun fact, the average American hotel room is 300 square feet. So one of the things we love about it, when we go camping, it's a Disney or something at their campground, we have our stuff and we have more space than a hotel room. So you know, one of my favorite places on earth is you put the awning out, you turn those LED lights on, and I sit right there in my Bass Pro Shop Fat Man chair, and I have a cigar and a whiskey. And that will be later tonight, and that might be how we lead off any more videos, but that's my setup procedure. Oh, one thing I do love, if you're an RVer out there, these X-Chocks, man, they're great. So instead of just throwing a chock, you know, under the tire right there, this guy kind of scissors, and you use a 1/2-inch ratchet. It comes with one too, and they spread out and they sort of pinch against the tires like that and that, and it just stops that motion. That sucker's worth it. I really highly recommend those X-Chocks. Signing off, boys and girls. Hopefully you have a great weekend coming up. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and we'll talk soon. Hopefully the Ultra's getting picked up on Saturday. I don't know. I got to call them probably tomorrow and find out if that's the case or not. I'll be working from here the next 2 days. So take care of each other out there. We'll talk soon. Bye.